Hey y'all, I'm Talise Homebirth Queen, wife and mother of 6 children. I had all of them at home and 2 of them were twins and they were breech. So after having all of those home births and different experiences with each home birth, I decided to write a book, Home is Where the Birth Is, the stories of my 6 home births and how you can do it too. My book is available on Amazon and it's also available on my website, www.talisehomebirthqueen.com, where also on my website I have consultations and for home birth, and I also have a father's class my husband teaches for dads who are interested in doing home birth. I'm also on Facebook, Talise Homebirth Queen, and I'm on Instagram, Talise the Homebirth Queen, where I post daily videos on information and inspiration and pictures that are for women who are interested in breastfeeding, home birthing, and proper postpartum care. So the other day I was asked, what is a man's role in at his woman's home birth? And I thought that was an excellent question. And so I said, man, I want to share my answer with everyone. And so here I am sharing my answer with everyone. So I think the first thing is to be there. So a lot of times, we're concerned with, well, what should I do? It's like, let's make that a priority to actually be there. You helped make the baby. So unless she doesn't want you there, you should certainly be there. The next thing is, I think that a lot of women, if you've had birth, you've experienced kind of when you zone out and you can hear what's going on, but it's kind of like muffled. So it's kind of in the background. And so the woman who you're with would need your support there to make sure that what she wants, hopefully y'all talked about it beforehand, but what she wants is what's going on at the birth. Another thing is, this is the time for you to be the coach for the woman. So usually, the woman's like, go baby, you can do it. Now it's your time to do, go baby, you can do it. Encourage her. Tell her she's beautiful, she's sexy, she's strong, she's amazing, she's wonderful. Thank her for, what she's doing because you can't do it. I think that that is so very important, because even when we're in the zone, I still remember hearing my husband, like, you got it, baby, I believe in you, you're doing an awesome job. And I remember that helping to fuel me to get through the birth. Also, if your woman wants your touch, please touch her, hug her, rub her, look up pressure points while she's pregnant to see what things that you can do on her, what places you can touch on her body that can help relieve pressure. I don't like to say pain, but help release pressure she's feeling. If you have heard about orgasmic birth, you can kiss her, you can massage her nipples, you can become very intimately hugging her, because those kinds of things are what got the baby here, and those are the kind of things that will help get the baby out easily. This mouth is connected to the mouth below, and so when this one is open and relaxed, downstairs is the same way. If she's having a water birth, once you see that she's getting closer to having the baby, go ahead and fill the water pool up. My husband did that every time. Unfortunately, some of those times I didn't make it into the pool. But I remember with my son thinking, man, that's so awesome that he's filling up the pool. Unfortunately, I know that I'm too far along that I won't be able to get in. But it was nice that I didn't have to worry about filling up the pool, because that's a lot. If you have a hose, it's great, but you got to make sure it's warm enough. And unfortunately, a couple of times we've had hose issues. So he was warming up pots of water and filling them in. But, checking the hose equipment, or making sure the pool is already filled beforehand. So there's things you can do at the birth, but also I'm mentioning some things you can do before the birth. Also, making sure the floor is covered, the bed is covered. So when she's walking around after she gives birth out of the pool, or if she's on the floor, when she gets on the bed, she doesn't have to worry about the cleanup, which I would say is your job, guys. So, cleaning up afterwards, so she's not having to be concerned about that, because you're very exhausted and hungry after you have a baby. So, making sure the area so it's the least amount of cleanup for you. And if you can cook, have a meal for ready if you can, you just warm it up so that she can eat right after, because she's gonna be very, very hungry. Probably the hungriest she ever has been in her life. Bring her water. Find out if there's some special kind of drinks. I always like coconut water, so find out, get her water, get her coconut water, popsicles, some people like that. Just energizing drinks, maybe some snacks she might want. Just listen to her and be attentive to what's going on. And if you're listening and paying attention, you could probably pick up on some cues, saying, okay, well, maybe you want to move, or you look a little parched, or are you hot? Let me go get you a cool washcloth. So those are great things that you can do during the birth. And also, let her guide you, because you can't have birth, so she can only be the one to tell you what she needs. This is not your time to say, well, I think you should da-da-da. Listen to her, let her guide you. Also, those are things during the birth, but I feel like I want to address really briefly, you can do things while she's pregnant to help make the birth easy. So I do want to put a little message to the ladies, because sometimes when we have our cravings, we might go a little overboard. When it's 4 in the morning, he just got off work or whatever, he's tired, I want that food right now. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe you can do something else at that moment, because no one wants to be abused. People don't mind doing stuff for people, but they don't want to be abused. So just being mindful of your partner and his dealing in it too. Yes, you're doing most of the work, but if he is around and involved, he might be doing a lot as well. But during her pregnancy, massaging her, greasing her belly with that Snapback Souffle that you can find on my website, which helps reduce and prevent stretch marks. But rubbing her with that every time she gets out the shower, if she feels itchy, you can also read to the baby, talk to the baby, and see what she wants. If her feet is swollen, that means she's doing too much. Have her sit down, give her water, help her eat the good things she's supposed to eat. So I had a pregnancy where I didn't really have the desire to eat healthy things. I knew I needed to, but I didn't really want the taste of those things. But my husband would still say, no, I made you a smoothie. Drink the smoothie, because you and your baby need it. And I was like, you're right, babe. And then I would drink the smoothie. So doing that, and just being mindful. She is making a whole human. So she might have a mood swing, but she might have those cravings, and just trying to be accommodating as possible. So I think, if it was supposed to be all on the woman, then the woman would be able to make a baby by herself. But it takes two to tango. So help along in your tango and do your part. And I think that would be a wonderful thing to do. So I like to say, remember, home is where the birth is. And so make sure you do those things to make the home the best place for the birth to be. All right.